you see that mechanics toolbox on one of my videos, I brought that out specifically for a couple of videos that I have. The thing is too heavy to actually bring out to the bench. Steadily, so I need something that is lighter weight. I'm going to try to get all of my tools in a box, a toolbox that I can bring out to the bench. I don't know if I'll succeed at that. And so I've got a plan. Gorgeous. I love wonderful, smooth, continuous shavings. That's beautiful. Anyway, I've got a plan to build this box, and if it's not light enough with all of my tools in it, what I plan to do then is to I want to take a little bit down in the middle. But what I plan to do then is make a separate bottom box to hold heavy items like my planes, stuff like that. And then I can carry them both out one at a time, but in so doing, I would have all of my tools out at the bench with no issues on my back, because my back is in pretty bad shape. I do not like carrying all of that anymore. When I was young, that was a different story, but not anymore. So I had to stop working on the guitar to do this because it's pretty essential. The stopping and starting to run in and out, get this tool or that tool or whatnot. And that is against the grain. Is really disrupting the flow of the work. and I have to do something about it. We'll just yeah. So the deal with this is I'm trying to make this as, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. I'm trying to make this as small as possible, yet still hold on my tools. That right there looks pretty darn good, just like it is, but we're gonna give it a whack on with the plane, because it's not just about whether the piece of wood is straight, whether the edges are straight, and whether they made up. The plane gives you a cut surface that works really, really well with glue. Beautiful. So you want that. I want to hit that surface, and that's pretty much done, I'm pretty sure. You want to hit that surface with the plane, because that cut surface glues 10 times better than a rough surface or a sanded surface. That's beautiful. All right. Beautiful day. We got a good breeze going right now. Makes me think or worry that we might get rain, but they're not calling for it. So we're gonna, I want these more toward the end. So we're gonna persevere. I'm gonna let this set out here at the bench for a couple of hours before I bring them in the house so that I can take them out of clamps. And I won't have to have a big assembly with clamps hanging off of it in my home in a very small space. All right, no, you may not. There. You could like take these and rub them together and spread the glue that way. I like to make certain that all the surfaces that I want glue on have glue on it completely. So that's why I did it like this. And I have not found anything more appropriate for spreading glue than my fingers. If you could go like that and glue it together like that. What I'm going to do there's not like a huge amount of clamping pressure on these, so they can be overcome when I crank this. And I'm going to do it a little bit at a time. But I want to close this center joint here. As flush as I can get it, and as tight as I can get it. This is pine, but the grain in this is beautiful. I'm good with that, definitely. Alright, that's good. So, I only got one of these. I'll have to use something like this to close her up. That's alright. I see a lot of guys that got like a special glue bottle they put glue in. What do? Buy like a gallon jug and pour it in there? And how do you get all the glue out of that gallon jug? To me, that's just a waste. This comes in a bottle, and it's got a nozzle on it. I guess it's because we like our toys. If it ain't broke, don't what? If it ain't broke, it don't need fixing. Also, there's a school of thought, and it's supposed to be true. There's supposed to be evidence, although I think all of the evidence I ever heard is anecdotal. In other words, some guy had a glue failure and blamed it on it. Particularly in building guitars, most guitar builders will tell you don't use any glue that's over 6 months old because it might fail. Okay. If you buy a big old gallon jug and you're not building more than a couple of instruments a year, how much is that costing? I mean, I'm just asking, okay? Just asking. That's all. Not trying to be a smart aleck, just asking a question. I mean, come on. It doesn't make sense to me. People can do what they want until I have evidence. I'll have to just hold that because I don't. That clamp won't reach under it the same way. Anyway, until I see actual empirical evidence that that kind of stuff is happening, the glue joints all over the place, and you can definitely pin it down to old glue. I don't know. That's just something that I've thought about. I'm not trying to create any kind of controversy or anything like that. In my opinion, if you're woodworking or you're building instruments or whatnot, then you should do what you think is proper and best, period. And it doesn't matter what I or any blooming body else says. You do what you feel is right. I build a lot on, when it comes to guitars anyway, on what I feel that it is going to do, what I think is right. And I would never, ever dissuade anyone from doing the same. Beautiful. All right, 6 o'clock. About 9 o'clock, I'll roll on back here.